Hey and welcome back. So as you can see, we've made another Ironman. We'll start off as a hardcore as always, and we're going to be a pure Ironman this time. I do like the challenging side of Ironman, so I prefer playing restricted accounts rather than normal. I think normal accounts just feel a little bit too easy to generally play. Of course, bossing is a completely different standard. However, for early game leveling, the majority of your gameplay where you're grinding through is much easier on a main than a pure. So I'm just taking you through. We're kind of following the Burty guide, except for obviously because we can't get defense, there's going to be certain bits that will change. But as we go through, obviously I'll sort of show the highlights so you guys can keep up. At the very beginning, in case anyone didn't know, you can drop your air and mine runes to get more. We then obviously went and got our 10k, started getting our sardines so we could get our kittens. We're now getting the iron bars. This is actually quite unique. I didn't realise there was an iron bar spawn here, but it's really good that Burty put it in his guide. Now, I have actually been to this island before to do the gem cutting because I thought it'd be a good idea to do it on another account. The only problem is that I'm not sure whether it's because a lot of people have sort of passed that level now, but when I did it at the time, the gem store was flooded and loads of people were constantly buying the gem in every world, so you couldn't really get any sort of rubies, sapphires or emeralds to make your jewellery earlier on. So I was really lucky that I think I found about 20 worlds on this account where I could actually get jewellery and stuff, gems, which was really nice. Obviously, in case you didn't know, there is a store here as well. You can get like wines, jugs of wine, and it's got like an unlimited stock, or very high stock should I say. We then went and got our 50k. Now if you followed Burty's guide, you probably went and got like 30k, 20k. I ended up doing double just because I wanted the extra cash. As I am a pure, there's going to be certain things in this account that I can't do on the Burty accounts, such as like nature spirit, fairy tree, fairy tale part 1 and 2, meaning that we can't use the Draymond staff to get around the map, which is going to be quite challenging for this account. It does mean that we'll need more money, because I realised actually when I got to it, there's a certain part in Burty's guide where you need 20 farming to do the Garden of Death. We're unable to, just due to the fact that unfortunately we can't do Fairy Tale Part 1, meaning that we can't actually get that 20 farming. So I think I'm going to have to spend money and probably use like bagged plants to get 20 farming as quick as possible, so that way I can carry on with his progressive Ironman guide. Another big tip, during Biohazard I actually marked this tile because I didn't realise that if you stand in this tile, the Mourner can never hit you as long as you're maging it, because it'll constantly be out of its aggro range, so it'll just walk back into the corner repeatedly, meaning that you can quite easily kill it and you don't have to use any food. So if you guys forgot food, then you're welcome. Night Sword done, another really good quest. This is honestly probably the best quest in the game. It's so easy to do. You can do it at level 3 and you get so much experience. 29 smithing instantly, absolutely outstanding. Obviously we've got our kitten now. I am trying to pay as much attention to my kittens as possible, and I'm trying to trade them in as regularly as possible. I didn't for the first couple of weeks because you'll see shortly that we kind of go on like a dramatic grind where we basically spend like a month in one area. I'm not going to spoil it because it won't be in this episode, but we do that. And Tourist Trap, in case you guys didn't know, make sure you actually talk to the mercenary correctly and set this up right, because this guy hits really bloody hard and he can like quite easily stack you out. I've seen quite a lot of people die to him, and I'm pretty sure that if you use the wrong conversation, it basically stacks like an auto attack on you, like multiple hits, so there's a high chance that you might die. And then we move on to thieving. Now we will kind of deter from the Burty guide. Once we hit 50 thieving, we're going to go to Valamore and basically spend quite a bit of time there because I want extra cash. I do want a cannon. As a pure Ironman, it's much easier, I found on other irons, to have a cannon for certain grinds, slayer and such, just not having to constantly click, and you can basically let your cannon aggro for you. genuinely, anyone that's, you know, doing an Ironman, get a cannon. It's so worth it. You're going to get your smithing up anyway, so that's a huge tip for you guys. But yeah, if you guys are making an iron, use Burty's guide. It's absolutely crazy how good this guide is. If you're actually going to get defense and go for the quickest way to Song of the Elves and such and use his guide, I actually believe this is probably the best Ironman guide I've seen, because it teaches you to go through and do the achievement diaries as you go. So this is the last clip for this episode. Hope you've enjoyed catching up with the account so far. We'll be posting more of these very, very shortly. But the reason we started Dragon Slayer is just so we can use anti-fire potions, because you can't if you don't, but we won't be completing this quest. But yeah, further ado, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again. Please like, comment and subscribe.